It's Saturday morning and Mrs. Clay and I, hey, say hi, Mrs. Clay.
Hello.
Yeah, she's very happy this morning because we're both here at our Airbnb Saturday morning and we're here to do some cleanup. Just what everybody wants to do on a Saturday morning. We just got here a little bit ago. I had to unclog the sink. I'm not going to show you that. Airbnb is a little different. There's some expectations as far as some tidying up after and that sort of thing, as far as the guests go. But as far as being a host, if you're in the game and you only got the one unit, like what we've got, it's kind of like running a one-bedroom hotel. So we've had a lot of great guests in our suite here, and some people have left the place spotless. So that's really been a treat. Sometimes there's a little more cleanup needed than other times. We used to pay our kids to do it, but somehow the kids lost some interest along the way, and they have other things that are much more funner to do. We used to charge a cleaning fee with it, and then we just stopped doing it because nobody likes those cleaning fees. I mean, even as an Airbnb guest myself, I mean, it's kind of annoying when you find a great deal and then you get to the point where you're ready to book and then they tack on all the charges and it's like, oh, well, there's this $150 cleaning fee or whatever. Now, there is a lot of work involved in doing a cleanup. A proper cleanup in a suite this size, and it's, about a 600 square foot one bedroom unit, can take about 3 hours to do, to do a decent job on it. And you have to do a decent job because if you don't, it shows up in the reviews and then people will see that and then that doesn't look good. So yeah, you do have to do a decent job with the cleanup, of course. As you would expect whenever you're going anywhere else. I mean, if you think about it, when you're going to a hotel, you expect things to be clean, but how many times do you check under the bed and there's stuff under there or stuff between the furniture and that? Even in a nice hotel, you find that stuff. So you don't really want that here. A number of lessons from owning an Airbnb unit. Well, part of the reason why we're here doing the cleanup today is because I did something wrong with the purchase years ago. One of the things you want to make sure of when you're buying rental property is there has to be enough revenue to cover all of your expenses, including management, including cleaning, and all of those things. Now, we've owned this unit for a number of years. Even when we bought it, it was still a little bit thin when it came to the cash flow. So, because we were buying it for a different reason. We were buying it more for speculation at that time, looking to make a flip. Well, the flip didn't work. Plan B when you flip is to keep it and hold it and rent it. The financing structure was not the best on this because it's a line of credit. And of course, interest rates have gone up now. They've done their thing. And so expenses are going up. And yeah, so it's not a great cash flowing property right now. One thing about the unit here is that it's, I'll just open up the curtains. It's not kind of tough to see there, but it's not a terrible view. I call it a city view. The worst view I've ever had, it was actually in a hotel, and this was in Moncton, New Brunswick a few years ago when we were on a trip out there. I'll put that picture up. Let me know what you think of this view. That was probably one of the most depressing views I've seen out a window, and I was kind of wondering if I was in a prison or not. But a few lessons there. So number one is you got to make sure that the income is there to support the expenses and have a profit. You have to have a profit. Otherwise, you're just doing this. Real estate, if you do it wrong, and I've done some wrong, it can be just like a second job. And the worst part about it is it's a second job that doesn't pay anything for a number of years if you do it wrong. If you do it right, it provides some income. You've got some equity buildup, and it can be a long-term way to build some wealth. So it's really important you buy it right. Every now and then, if you're going to be in the game, every now and then you're going to get a dud. And you've just either got to ride it out or cut your losses and sell out. When it comes to the point of cutting your losses, number one, you've got to admit the problem. You've got to admit you made a big mistake and it's going to cost some money to get out of it. I have no problem admitting that. This is what I'm doing right now in the video. At some point though, there will come a time where you just say, okay, we're either the long-term prospects of this are not looking good. The market is not going to do, is not going to be good or whatever. You've just got to have a realization at some point, and then you decide to cut your losses. Is it costing a lot of time? Is it costing a lot of effort that you would rather be doing something else? You have to put a price on your time that you're spending doing this too. And so early on, when I started doing some investing, I thought, okay, well, this will be fine. I'll just do some maintenance when it's needed. I'll be doing the management personally and all that. No, that's totally the wrong way to look at it, because all you're doing there is you're just subsidizing your business operation with your time. You're not getting paid anything out of it. So it's just basically a second non-paying job. Nobody wants that. That's why you have to make sure you buy things right and make sure that there is enough profit in it so you don't have to do everything hands-on. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do anything hands-on. It just means you have to pay yourself for it, which is good. So if you like being hands-on, that's great. But don't take your talents and skills and use that to subsidize an investment operation, because then you're just better off going and buying a REIT instead of going and buying rental property. I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to be heading out here fairly shortly. We've got to get a new area rug for the place, so I'm going to get that. I've already lined up a deal on it, and I've got to run around and pick up some supplies here and help out with some more of the cleanup. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. You guys all take care. If you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comments or send me a DM. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye for now.